Now, I like that there. Now, the reason why I do like the moon here in the outcome is that it's because it's up to determination. It's not really necessarily a bad thing to have the moon there. It kind of does look like you're conquering fears at that point. But to me, when I see the moon in that placement in the outcome, I really do feel like this is talking about just because you don't see it, don't mean that you can't make it be. It just means it's not available right now. The future is impending. It's up to you to make that happen. Like it's now, family. The underlying energy that we got going on here is the High Priestess. Okay, so looking at that moon again, starting to really kind of question some things. You guys got some secrets or some things going on, all right? Or somebody else around you has some secrets. Somebody around you may not be saying the whole thing, okay? And not be saying the whole truth. No, I'm not saying that nobody's lying to you. There's no Seven of Swords, but there's some secrets, and they could be saying what they need to be saying. Now, what's underneath here? The King of Wands. Okay, there's something you know about the King of Wands, or there's something that's potentially about to be exposed regarding the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands could be anybody. It could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could be somebody that you know that's very active, very passionate, very exciting. Somebody that emits raw passion. Okay. And this is someone that is authentic to the T. Somebody just who they are, blunt and all, just raw, just who they are. But there's something that you may know about this individual, something you may feel something towards this individual, right? There's some sort of emotional kind of thing about him, about this or her, or whoever this is, this King of Wands. You'd have dual Leo energy coming up in here now. You got the King of Wands, and you got Strength. Then you got the King of Pentacles, you got the Queen of Pentacles, and the Devil. So, there's a lot of this. There's a lot of this sort of energy in here that indicates that there is definitely a person with some really strong ass qualities. We're going to get into it though, right? So your current state of being, Queen of Pentacles. Yes, Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is somebody that's very independent, diligent, committed, hardworking, okay? They know their value. For sure. And I feel like in a way, this is you guys, you guys are very good at, working diligently, committing to the work that you're doing. You guys have two rulers, Saturn and Uranus. So you guys have a little bit of that Saturn quality to you too. Now the thing here is with the Queen of Pentacles, though, that kind of makes me kind of veer off the fact that this may be you, is that this is a queen, first of all, right? Like, this is you're not necessarily seen as a queen, you're seen as more of kings. You guys are fixed. You guys are more absolute on your truth, right? You guys are able to look at how you feel. You guys are able to make decisions, very logical decisions. You guys are really strong about morals, moral grounds, right? Not necessarily about materials like the Queen of Pentacles is. That's what kind of makes me a little bit wonder. But the Queen of Pentacles is somebody that is someone that's very practical in the way they approach things, which can be you too, right? But this is someone that's very practical in how they are. Now, it's interesting that you have the Devil card as your desired outcome. Either it's perhaps to overcome some sort of behavioral pattern, some sort of attachment, maybe some sort of karmic attachment to someone, because this is a karmic bond between two people. Can be. This is the flip side of the lovers, right? So could be that. Could be that this person here is a Capricorn. You're stuck with them. For those of you that have twin flames that are Capricorns, but it also could indicate here that this is just someone that you are attached to. It doesn't have to be a Capricorn. It doesn't have to be anything like that. And it could just be that there's some things that you want to break free from, right? Because you're an Aquarius. You don't want to be bound by anything. But do you? That's why I have a deck here to clarify. You know how I do. All right. We'll get into here and see what's going on. All right. What is the Devil showing? Why is the Devil showing up in the desired outcome? Why is the devil showing up in the undesired outcome? What's up with that? Why? The star. Okay, now we getting weird. Now we getting weird, y'all. Want to know why we getting weird? Because that's Capricorn and Aquarius energy. Okay, first of all. And then secondly, right? The devil's coming up because of the star, because of hope, because of a dream, a manifestation, perhaps. Healing. Perhaps you want to heal from this energy that is toxic. Maybe you're in a toxic situation. Maybe you don't want to be in a situation anymore. And you need to heal from that. And you want to heal from that. You want to get out of this situation, right? Or maybe you want to heal from you want to heal a connection has gone toxic. Or you want to heal a connection that is toxic now. Or there's something here that perhaps you feel is out of reach, and it's because these attachments, these earthly attachments that you've got, or maybe there's some earthly attachments surrounding you at this time. Either way, the reason why you have the devil here as your desired outcome, right? Or the reason why you can't get to this right now is because of strength. It's going to require a lot of strength from you guys. It's going to require there to be bravery, which I was saying, this is perhaps fears and everything with the moon. And the star to me is like a reset button. I've always said that, like, it's always after the star, after everything starts, right? It's like I see the star and the tower and the star as a reset combo, because you're starting from scratch, but you do it by putting the work in, by giving of yourself, by giving something back, by putting work in, right? By putting something in, by putting your heart and soul into it, by putting your emotions into it, pouring your soul into it. It's very interesting that you got a lot of soul cards in here with that kind of analogy. But the strength card is what's here. It's that there may be a feeling of like you're not ready, right? You're not sure if you can take it on. There's a bit of doubt here on your guys' part. You know what I mean? It's like I feel that. And it's primarily because of the Fool, right? You have to take a risk. There's no guarantees about where the Fool will end up. There's no guarantees of where you're going to end up with the Moon. There's no guarantees where you're going to end up with High Priestess. But one thing is for sure is that you are certain that you can navigate through. You are confident in yourself that no matter what happens, no matter what monkey wrench hits the fan, or well, no matter what monkey wrench is thrown into the mix, you guys can handle it. But that's the thing, you have to believe that, right? The star, belief. What do you believe in? I'm sure the star probably doesn't mean that, but at the same time, that's what I mean. Faith is believing in being able to execute some sort of goal, or obtain something that you've been wanting to manifest. Now, you have the Hangman in your best path to follow, which talks about, it's looking at something from a different angle, looking at something from a different perspective. Right? We're talking about love here. This is your love life, right? Perhaps the connection in which you guys feel trapped in is not necessarily something that is entrapping. Perhaps you want to take your power back. Or perhaps this is a situation where you feel disempowered, but you want to heal from that situation where you felt disempowered. You got two intense cards here. But perhaps this is a connection that was feeling so intense that you feel like you don't have power in love, in being in a relationship. When in actuality, you have everything that you need here. You have your card coming up, the Star. That's the part where perhaps where you need to heal from, right? Is the seeing that that being so deeply in love is not necessarily taking away your power. Perhaps there's something here that you need to see from a different angle, something you need to see from a different perspective. So that way you can, find the courage that you need to be able to go on this new journey. Because in your feelings, you have the Sun. You feel good. You feel great, right? You feel awesome. Or at least you have clarity in how you feel. You know what it is that you feel. You're very aware of that. Very aware of that. But your hopes and fears is the King of Swords. I feel like y'all want to continue to be who you are. You don't want anything to deter you from being who you are. But at the same time, I don't know if you guys want to stay in a certain situation where you feel more distant than ever. Because the King of Swords distances himself from everything at that point. Because he's so stuck on his morals, his beliefs, who he is. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being staunch on who you are. But at the same time, are you going to end up being so staunch on who you are and staunch on what you believe in that you end up cutting people away? That you end up isolated? Which I don't think that's the case. You guys rule unconditional love. You guys rule communities, groups, friends, friendships. Right? And I feel like with the King of Swords, like, this is like, you want to be who you are. You want to truly walk in your light. But at the same time, you don't want to lose who you are within the connection either. Right? Because there's the same time, right? You don't want to feel like disempowered. The King of Swords is always in power. He's always in power. But at the same time, with the devil energy, like your desire, you don't want to lose that. You don't want to lose that sense of control of yourself. So it makes sense, right? Why, you know, it's going to take bravery to get back into this. Because you, at one period, maybe, you felt like you lost power. You didn't feel like you had that power there. You didn't feel like you could control what you wanted to control. At least of yourself, anyway. But that's the thing, that's why I really like the moon here, because even though it's not certain about where this leads, it's up to you to decide that. It all depends. It's about trusting yourself. The outcome is saying that you don't need the future to tell you how you're going to be. You just have to know how you're going to be. You just have to make it true, make it certain how you are going to be. You're going to be the King of Swords. You know how you're going to be in the future. You know how you're going to be when you go and date someone else, or be in a relationship with this person again, or connect with this individual again. Right? You know how you're going to be. You're not going to lose your power again. Why? Because you've been through enough. You've gone through so much. The star shows that. Like I said, you went through the tower before you got to the star. So you got strength. That's already showing that you've been through so much already. So you have some major arcana cards coming up in this entire reading, really big ones. All of them pretty much are major arcana. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if I said 8. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you got 8. Underneath here was what? The King of Wands. Court cards. You've got a lot of energy and power. You've developed so much. This is just what it's showing to me here. But the path ain't done yet. You ain't done yet. There's a little chapter here that needs to be kind of rehatched. And that's the one where you felt the most disempowered. And it's all about conquering that and showing who's boss instead of it ruling you. Take the fear and make it your bitch. Okay? Let's go ahead and see what's going on in your wisdom of the oracles for this week. See what's happening. Oh, what is this? To be fair. See, I don't know if this was already up. So, to be fair, it's talking about balance and all that. So maybe you guys got just an extra card here and I didn't realize there was something that was flipped out. But I want to be fair to y'all. See, look at that. There we go. Go the distance. Strength card again. But to be fair, it talks about balancing things. Talks about, being honest and, that balance of give and take is very similar to justice. Okay, very similar to justice. Very similar to Six of Pentacles. Balance. But, I want to originally give you a card here, not just a card that I found was upside down. That was right side up, because that's how I usually pick my cards anyway. Go the distance. Very similar to strength. But it's talking about endurance, not giving up, keep pushing forward, trotting through. There's a little bit of work that's needed to be done with this, yes, but it's about pushing through and prevailing through the difficulties, right? Running towards the finish line. But you got to pace yourself too. That's what the thing is about going the distance. The cheetah can only go he runs because he's pacing himself. Pace yourself, right? You don't have to jump to the gun, but you don't want to burn yourself out. You gotta pace yourself. That's probably why balance was the to be fair card came out too, because you gotta balance yourself. Pace yourself is good. Pacing yourself is good here. But also knowing that you do have what it takes to get through this. You've been through a lot already. You just have to pace yourself. You just have to keep pushing through. You gotta keep rocking through. Let's see what the Whispers of Love says for you guys this week as well. Whoa. Oh my goodness. True love. This is a once in a lifetime love. Okay, that explains a lot why this message came up. Because the next time y'all fall in love, which is perhaps very soon, yeah, you're gonna be in love. You're gonna be hardcore in love. You're gonna fall in love so hard it's gonna be crazy. But it's going to be different this time. Why? Because you're not going to lose yourself like you did the last one time. You're not going to feel disempowered like you did the last time. You're going to take control. Why? Because you have to believe in yourself. This hangman energy, this thing, it's like you need to stop and take a look at this from a different angle. Because you don't want to do this anymore. You don't want to do that. You don't want to feel like you can't be who you are. You don't want to feel like you lose yourself in the connection. Or maybe you do. Right? But either way, confidence in himself, determining your destiny, not letting anybody or anything determine that, not even a connection. You're going to come at this from a totally different angle. You're going to be your own version of the Wheel of Fortune. But it takes time, like I said, pacing yourself, going the distance, keep moving forward, tackling the difficulties, confidence in yourself, and knowing that you are going to be you no matter what. No matter how weird the connection gets, no matter how intense you fall in love, you're still going to be who you are, Aquarius.